Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you? Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. Let's make it public. Let's make it public. Let's make it public. How are you doing tonight? Let's make it public. Let's go here and make it public, public, public. Edit privacy. It's public. Oh man, go back in here, make it public, public, public. Good evening, everybody. How are you tonight? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It's the 4th of July, man. I'm so excited. I got my foot up and everything. It's the 4th of July. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui, and some people call me Luca Boy. That's the little boy going all the way back to the 767. Whitey Kubuli, the Commonwealth of Dominica. Dominica made me, Boston raised me, now the South sustains me. How you doing tonight? Hope everyone's doing well. I hope you had a great 4th. I hope you ate a lot of food, did a lot of that while we were waiting for people to come in. Let's see if there's anybody in so far, so we can give a quick shout out. As people start to come in, let's take a quick look. Welcome to those who are in here. Let's see if there's anybody yet. I don't see anybody yet. They're coming in. They're coming in. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Make sure you say hello. Make sure you put a little note in there so I know you're in there so we can acknowledge you. While we're doing that, while we're waiting for people to come on, man, let me play a little music for you. Let me play a little music for ya. What am I gonna play? I think I love my Bon Fi Bon. Hi. Should I play a little Christopher Martin? Yeah, man. Let's get it up. Let's get it rocking. Let's get it rocking. Christopher Martin. All right, let's get it rocking. Let's start. Get it rocking. Yeah, man. Ready? There we go. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Big tune, man. Big tune. Yes. Happy 4th.
Been cheap by you while you catch me. The better you left me. I say you forgive me, then turn around one day. Now that I straight up shake brain. Just then. And now they call me weak. Me say you forgive this and I cheat. And then you tell me you love me.
Welcome to the
Me know
Terrence.
say you
How you
never
doing
love
tonight? How you
me.
doing tonight?
Just then. Come in here and no bun fi bun. So if you ever give me no bun return, me say the world don't level me telling you how.
Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. How are you tonight?
Right then, all me money me spend it by you. Designer things me run it by you. And most of me time me done it by you. So one go through no make it love cancel. So if me cheat by you and you catch me, the better you left me. I say you forgive me, then turn around on me.
Straight up. That's with the F. Yes. Jamaica's the one that means with the F. A straight up F free, right? Good evening, everybody. How you doing tonight? Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Mr. Bardui, and some people call me Luca Boy. Wincy Blessings King. How are you doing, man? Today's a CARICOM holiday in Dominica. I don't know. They'll finally buy in Canada, Peach, Goodwill in Virginia, and all the others will be tuning in. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. I'm so excited tonight to talk about independence and insurance. I think today my partner, Miss Lena Nehemiah, and I dropped that on my page. Man, she did a killer live today. This woman was spitting knowledge, and I'm going to try to follow her. I don't know if I'll be able to be as efficient as she is, but for those of you who've been watching, she's on my page. You can certainly see it, Lena Nehemiah. And actually, you should follow her as well because she's a little more subtle than I am. She's a little sweeter than I am. I'm a little more rough. So tonight we're streaming on Bardui Financial Services on Facebook, Havis Bardui on Facebook. We're streaming on Twitter, HTB964 on Twitter, Bardui Financial Services on YouTube, and Havis Bardui, H. Terrence Bardui on LinkedIn. Welcome to everybody. Welcome to the show. As people are coming in, let me play a little bit of another song as you guys are coming in. I don't know what I want to play there. Yes. Should I put that one on? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. If I do that, some of you all can handle this song. That's for the big boys and the big girls. So let me see what we can play for you as we started waiting for people to come in. Oh, I don't want to play this one as country, but I play this one that I always play right here. Yes. There we go. I love this one here.
Day after day, I'm more come for you.
Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence.
Yet I look for the light through the pouring rain.
Is it raining where you are in New Jersey tonight?
You know that's a game that I hate to lose. And I'm feeling the strain. Ain't it a shame? Oh, give me the beach boys and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away.
Yes. Give me the beat boys.
Give me the beach boys and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll.
That's right. Welcome, welcome. Hey, V, Matthew, how are you, Dominica? Athlete Pittman, all the way in St. Martin. How you doing tonight? Oh, my.
Beginning to think that I'm wasting time.
Whoa!
I don't understand
The things I do. Oh! The world outside is so unkind. I'm depending on you, Tuesday, Terrence.
Now I'm counting on you.
Yes, see me through.
To carry me through.
Oh, let me stop. Let me stop. I just got a message. Someone said I'm looking much better tonight. I'm going to accept that. How are you guys doing? I'm using a different computer tonight because mine was giving me some little issues. And, so I'm using a different computer, but I feel good. I'm looking good. I don't have my watch on or anything like that. I lost my ring that says American Classic Agency. I lost it over clients. Maybe they'll find it. We'll find it and put it back. So how's everybody doing tonight? Is everybody doing well? I'm doing well tonight. Before we start, let me just play our theme song and then we'll go right into the program. All right. Today is a holiday, 4th of July. Welcome to the show. Let's play our theme song and let's get it in. I hope everybody ate some barbecue today. I had some vegan barbecue. You know what vegan barbecue is? Let me tell you guys what I had, man. I had some fig. I had some dumbway. I had some sweet potato, cabbage, yama. But let's play our theme song as we start. Let's start the program. You don't have to be a star to be on my show. You don't have to have a million to be on my show. Welcome. I'm feeling good. I'm looking good tonight. Tuesdays with Terrence. Let's go. Yes. Tell somebody. Knock on somebody's door. Share the live.
Family, come as you are with just your heart, and I'll help you win. Are you rejected or hurt? To me, your worth much more than you put in.
I don't need no superstar.
Now I don't need no superstar, 'cause I'll accept you as you are. You won't be tonight, 'cause I'm satisfied with the help that I can provide. You don't have to be rich some way to be on my show. You don't have to have a million family to be on my show.
Boom. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to have a million to be on my show. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is H. Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui. And even from La Pointe, Point Michel, in the Commonwealth of Dominica, Whitey Kubuli, tall as a body, they call me Luku Boy. That's for little boy. Dominica made me, Boston raised me, now the South sustains me. I'm so excited tonight. Um, I'm going to ask my assistant. I have an assistant tonight. I'm going to ask him to bring me a paper towel because my allergies are killing me. So my assistant know who they are. Bring me a paper towel, please, and just one. Just put it over here behind my bottle. Thank you so much, um, my assistant. I really appreciate that. So how are you guys doing tonight? How are you guys doing tonight? Is everybody doing well? Does everybody have a good fourth? Today is Independence Day in America. Now, let me start by saying this. I saw some posts today. I saw one that specifically said, "Happy 15th day after Juneteenth," and I you know what? I'm not going to get into politics, not get into shade throwing, but today is actually um, today is actually Independence Day, and it's one of those things where we can't deny that. We can pretend like it's not there. It is Independence Day. You may not like what America has stand for over the years. You may have not like, excuse me, you may have not like a lot of things, right, over the years. But the important thing is this: it's Independence Day, and it's independence from Great Britain. It's not 15 days after Juneteenth, although it is, but what it is actually Independence Day. And stop throwing shit at the United States of America. If you don't like it here, go back to where you came from. I'm not from here. I'm from Dominica. I'm a proud Dominican. Those of you who know me very well know that I am Dominican, and my patois is strong, my heritage, my history, but I'm an immigrant, and as an immigrant here in this country, I thank the USA for my liberties. I've always told you guys in the past, if I had a choice, I would want to come here as an adult, not as a child, as an adult. And if I came here as an adult, because I felt there's a lot of things I miss in Dominica, and I'm not gonna get into it because some of you too bouncy, or you too want to know my business. Excuse me, I mean my allergies are killing me, guys. I apologize. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So welcome. It's independence, land of the free, home of the brave. Um, and tonight, even those of you who may be watching from different countries, or if you're in America and you're watching as well, some of you may have gone to fireworks last night or go to fireworks tonight to celebrate independence. Every country that's an independent nation has an Independence Day, right? And it's just a day to celebrate that country's independence, regardless of what they've done over the years. It doesn't mean you condone it or you accept it, but it's Independence Day, and stop the foolishness, folks. We do it with Dominica as well. We do it with a lot of other countries. Let's just, if you don't want to celebrate and go to the fireworks and go to the parades, stay home. You don't want to have a barbecue, it's okay. But stop throwing shade at the United States of America. So many of us have been pretty fortunate with the benefits that America has given us. I just got a text from someone. Let me see what they're saying here, and then I'll get back to it. It's one of those things. We have to make sure that we realize it's really important that we celebrate it. And if you don't want to celebrate it, oh my gosh, I got a funny joke from someone here. It's a great joke, and I will keep that one for you, and I'll have to address it later. But let's celebrate. You know, Even was it last week or week before last, the Supreme Court, turned um, affirmative action. One of the judges, on the Supreme Court is an African American man, Clarence Thomas. He voted for turning it over, and he's a prime candidate of affirmative action. He led the EEOC. President Reagan had appointed him to lead the Equal Opportunity Employment Corporation. He was the head of that, and he was a great benefactor of affirmative action. But he voted against it because he feels it doesn't. Whether he feels that or not, because I'm not a fan of the guy, in this country, even with its problems, you can be whatever you want to be. You can earn whatever you want to earn. No one's a lot. Even this country, even with social services and a lot of handouts people get in this country, I believe it's one of the greatest countries to live in. If you haven't lived here, well, you can't be bashing it. And the reason I can bash Dominica sometimes because I was born there. All right. But I'm not going to get into politics tonight. We're going to celebrate the red, the white, and the blue tonight, and then incorporate insurance with that. And I have a great caveat that I'll add to that as well. So let's see who's watching tonight. Marcella, Jean-Louis, Sacafet, Jean Lapointe, Point Michel Girl. You had your barbecue today? You had your ribs today? What do you have today, Maso? Give me no vegan one. Who else? I've said hi to V already. Atlin, I said hi. Wincy Choice Spot, I said hi to him as well. Who else? Let me see that I haven't said. I said hi to Peach Goodwill. Some of you are watching and I can't see you. And if you guys do not make a comment or say hello, I can't give you a shout out. Delphina Leblanc and anybody else. I know there's a lot of people watching. So far, we have about 10 people watching. And some of the regular followers are probably watching fireworks or doing different things, and that's okay. You can watch it on demand. Tuesdays with Terrence is my brand. On the back of the shirt, it says Bartui Financial Services. And Kamem, I hashtag Kamem, because if you notice on every post that I make, I hashtag Kamem. In Dominican Patois, Kamem is like, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? And I love that. And I wear that hat because I'm very proud of my heritage. But today, it's not about Dominica. It's about the United States, the red, the white, and the blue. I didn't wear red, white, and blue. Um, but I, I I'm here to give America its props. Yeah, and those of you who don't want to, that's your prerogative and your right. I can understand that. But today's Independence Day. But tonight I want to talk about. There's a lot of folks in America who are struggling financially. And there's a way that you can eliminate that and create legacies for yourself and your children. And that is using life insurance. I'm a licensed life insurance agent in multiple states. And no matter what state you're in, I can get licensed there as well and help you. I can help people in other countries. But I want to read something to you tonight. There was someone who called, I got a referral from one of my old clients. I've known them for about maybe 16 years or so, 15 years. And the referral was a person, a gentleman who was actually engaged to this client's daughter years ago. And, I was asking the potential client, a couple of questions. And one of the questions that I asked the individual was, are you 100% sure you're going to have a great retirement? And he said, yes. I said, if I can show you how to get out of debt, including your mortgage, student loans, credit cards, car loans, equity line of credit, any kind of loans that you have, without spending any additional money that you're spending in 9 years or less, is that a conversation you want to have? And he says to me, well, what's your platform? What platform do you use? What vehicle? And I'm like, well, you didn't answer my question. He says, well, I'm a client asking you. I said, no, you're not. You're not my client. You are a referral. You're a prospect or maybe even a suspect. But answer my question. So we were going back and forth and back and forth. And he asked me, am I a fiduciary? And I told him no. Well, in essence, I am a fiduciary because what is meant by a fiduciary responsibility, I read it to you. An overview is when someone has a fiduciary duty to someone else. The person with the duty must act in a way that will benefit someone else financially. And that's what I do with life insurance. The person who has a fiduciary duty is called a fiduciary, and the person to whom the duty is owed is called the principal or the beneficiary. So, for example, there's a lot of you out there that I talk to about life insurance. And I want to make it very clear. I'm very proud to be a licensed life insurance agent because it's a very noble career. I mean, in everything, you have people who are shady, but I take great pride in making sure I protect people. And tonight, we will address some of those things. Some of you haven't done anything. I found out something last month. Good evening, Petra. Good to see you. Um, Welcome. Marcella says, no meat. I don't eat meat. You don't eat meat in your father head. I'll have to text you. That's my sister-in-law. I'll give her some maple later. Father, you eat corn on the cob? But anyways, me and her have a great relationship, so I can give her some hard times. But anyways, getting back to what I was saying, um, insurance is a very noble career. And my job as a fiduciary is to make sure I look for your best interest. That's what's going to benefit you. There are some people sometimes who don't realize that it's important, very, very important, that we do what's beneficial to our clients. Like when I talk with people, right? What I do is I ask them 10 questions and then I ask them to fill a financial questionnaire. It's kind of like when you go to the doctor, they ask you, do you have high blood pressure? Does cancer run in your family? Do you have diabetes? Do you have cholesterol? Did you have X, Y, and Z? Uh, they ask you a plethora of questions. Why? Because they're trying to make sure that they can give you the right advice. It's the same thing with me. Good evening, Mr. Yusil Roy. Good to see you. I have to give you a shout out. How are you all the way down there in Miami? You got your poop poop shorts today? Just teasing you, Shabawi. Good to see you. That's my good buddy there. But I want to make it very clear. I have a fiduciary responsibility to protect my client's interests. So, for example, everything that clients talk to me about is confidential, and I only make decisions that's going to benefit you. Because there are some people actually who've lied to me in the past, and that's not a good thing because one, it's fraud, you know, and two, if it's something that's documented, we will find out whether it's about your health through the MIB. Some people don't even know their credit can affect them with insurance. So, because Independence Day is today, you have to think about how to become independent. Stop dwelling and thinking and depending on people. Independence is a great thing. We're not talking about women who talk about I'm an independent woman. We're not talking about that. Nothing is wrong with being an independent woman, or independent man. Nothing is wrong with that. We're talking about having independence from financial stress. In other words, the only thing that I know, I don't care if you make $100,000 a year. Okay, let me change it. You make 200 grand a year. And last year in 2022, that's what you made. But God forbid something happened to you at the beginning of this year, a terminal illness, a critical illness, or chronic illness. That's severe, like a category 4. Well, you can't go to work. That $100,000, no company is going to pay you $200,000 for just sitting home. Excuse me. First of all, you don't have a contract. Like the NBA players who have a guaranteed contract, they get hurt, they still get paid. You don't have that. You have a job. You're an at-will employee. You can quit. They can fire you. You can get furloughed. You can be downsized. All those things can happen. So it's really, really, really important that you make sure that you protect your income. And people don't understand that. I come on here every Tuesday, right? And I talk about the same thing and I try to put spins on it. And I'm not dissing any of you. I think a lot of you are doing very well. Good evening, Joe Niles in H-Town. How you doing? I'm doing well. But the key here is that critical illness, chronic illness, and terminal illness is actually a very serious thing. I know people right now with those. What if you lose a limb on the job? Well, I got short-term and long-term disability. I can sue the company. Well, what if it was negligence on your part? What if lupus, blindness, you had an accident, you've been a quadriplegic, critical illness like cancer, some people I have a client right now who has, kidney disease, and they're very concerned now. And with what the person's telling me, it sounds like it's getting worse and worse because they're getting a little more concerned about their assets. But the important thing here is this: insurance is the only thing I know that can pay you when you die. When you say pay you, what I mean by that is pay your loved ones. And also, if you're alive, pay you while you're alive because of your disability or your chronic illness or chronic injury. It's really, really, really important that some of you Look at what you have on your job. Some of you may say, I have insurance on my job, and that's okay. Bravo. You can't take it with you. And when you retire, they drop it to like 25 grand. And if you want a whole lot, you got to show proof of insurability, and it's going to be very expensive. So I have a client right now, who called me a couple years ago to insure their child. And I had done them, and I couldn't insure the child because of autism. But usually, the people who don't look like us, they insure their children at 2 weeks old. I have a client right now in Jersey who's pregnant, you know, and as soon as she has that baby, I think the baby's due in November, October or November, October. 2 weeks after that baby's due, after that baby's out with a social security number, boom, we're gonna insure them. And with that, by doing it at that early age, what it does is it gives your child a leg up on every other child. And some of you can do this for your grandchildren as well. So you can use insurance to eliminate debt, insurance for critical illness, chronic illness, and insurance to be independent. Can you imagine, God forbid, you have children, and even if you don't have any kids, don't tell me, because some of you own property. I know for a fact, some of you watching right now, I know you own property. You've told me some of you have been in your home, you know. So I know you own property. So God forbid something happens. Um, if you don't, if you don't, you like, well, you got to think about probate. Some of you have substantial assets. Do you own a trust? You all today, it's so funny. My colleague Lena Nehemiah dropped some gems today, and I don't want to mimic everything that she said, but she kind of stole my thunder. So I'm going to let the thunder be with her by you guys going back on my page, and I shared her live, and go watch it. But I want to make sure that you understand that it doesn't matter what you are, who you are, you can actually protect yourself and your family. Good evening, Rosanna Mastercard. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Folks, let me tell you something. There's a plethora of things life insurance is good for. Student loan elimination, college planning, and private school planning if you start young enough, debt elimination, vacation. I made a post about vacation last week or earlier this week, and people went berserk. I said, if you are broke, you should not be traveling, and if you're broke, you should not be going to every fete. Now, some people got all tied up, and listen, when I say things, I think about it before I post it, and I make no apologies for what I say. And I'm not telling you that you can't go to your fete if you're broke. That's not my point. The point I was trying to make here for some of you to understand, and and I never post anything in direction to anyone. Sometimes, like when the preacher preaches and it hurts you, similarly, that's what I do. When I say certain things, it might hurt some people. And who the cap fit, let them wear it. I'm not trying to, be rude, or sometimes, if we're friends, I may something funny on Facebook. I may make a quote or point, but it's really important that you guys realize that debt is a financial cancer, and the more debt you have is the less you can save. The more you eliminate debt is the more you can save. And I'm not opposed to not taking vacations. I believe everybody should be taking vacations. You can't just work, 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 and die, right? But think about it. But have a strategic plan. Are you strategically planning to eliminate your debt? If you have, I don't know, $4,000 debt, some people, the average American has over $250,000 in debt. The average American. And that's a mortgage, car loan, some of them is student loan, some of them is a lot more. I can help you with that. But you got to be willing, you got to be teachable, and wanting to learn. Um, I believe, I'm going to say this in love. When I first started doing Tuesdays with Terrence, I used to be begging people to like and share my posts. I rarely do it now because it doesn't matter. It's your prerogative. But I've told people in the past, I have clients who are millionaires and clients who are paupers, and it doesn't matter where you fall in the spectrum. The, you don't like me or you don't want me to help you. One of my colleagues, I tag colleagues all the time. They'll help you. But don't be ashamed. It's not a crime to be in debt. It's not a crime also if you have some health challenges. But you gotta be transparent with me. And the information is gonna stay with me. I'm not gonna share it with anyone. Remember, I told you what a fiduciary does? I have a fiduciary responsibility to protect your best interests. So it's very important on this Independence Day in America that you become independent of debt. It's really important that you set your priorities straight. We're 7 months into the year. Pretty soon, I saw a post. Someone said, pretty soon Walmart's gonna have Christmas trees and things on. You know, it's almost Labor Day for those of you who like to be on the Parkway, Eastern Parkway, New York. You know, and those of you who like Creole Fest, it's coming up. I even think in August they have a little fest too. I'm not opposed to those things, guys, because I used to be the party animal. I was. I just don't do it anymore. So I'm not here to tell you not to do it. I want you to enjoy your lifestyle, but I want to make sure that your family don't send me a GoFundMe if something happens to you. That's what's going to tick me off and piss me off. That's what's going to make me upset. And I'm going to tell you something else. Even if you are undocumented in this country, in certain states you may have social security number and you pay taxes. I can insure you as well. That's a great thing we can do because it's what we call non-residents. We can insure non-residents. Sorry, foreign residents. But you've been here over 12 months. We can insure you as well. And some of you may know some people, and you should be telling them to call me. And the information stays confidential. It doesn't matter if you're a U.S. citizen, a legal alien, or undocumented. If you're undocumented and you have that TIN number or SS number, what it is, and you pay your taxes, we can insure you as well. And I'll tell you, there are some people who are so ashamed. Man, don't remember I made a post a couple of days ago. It's so funny. I gotta say this. I made a post a couple of days ago, and I said, and this is kind of me picking on my people, Dominicans, and I have the right because I'm Dominican. I said, when you meet a Dominican who don't know you for the first time, they say, "When last you were home?" And I found out a friend of mine told me that that's code for they want to know if you are legal or illegal. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. I don't care what people's statuses are. That's none of my business. Just like people's lifestyles and all those different things, none of my business. You know what my business is? Insuring people so that you and your family don't send me no patat GoFundMe. That's what I don't want. Don't send me GoFundMes. So my job is to protect you. So God forbid something happens, critical illness, chronic illness, terminal illness, you have an emergency source of funds that you can access. God forbid something happens to you and you pass. We all have notice every birth certificate doesn't have a date. It doesn't have an elimination date, right? Or death date. That's going to happen. But don't think about death. Think about living. Most people I know right now with critical and chronic illnesses, some of them did not know about having life insurance with living benefits. Whether it's breast cancer, prostate cancer, cervical cancer, testicle. Well, I don't care what it is. Have something in place. Folks, I've heard people say it's too expensive. No, it's not. We will do what you can afford. Stop trying to live like the Joneses. Just because Mr. Jones have $1 million policy, don't mean you have to have one. You get 500, 250, 100, and maybe Mr. Jones has 2 million. Maybe Mr. Jones makes 200 grand a year. If you make 50 grand a year, 25 grand a year, 30 grand, it doesn't matter. I don't care what you make. There are some people who have thanked me, and I feel so good when they say, man, because of you, I was able to put stuff in place for family members. That's the kind of love I love to receive from these people. It brings me great joy. Good evening, Ms. Esther Duran Kazemi, and all the others who are tuning in to Tuesdays with Terrence. Welcome to the show. It's Independence Day, and I hope you had a great. Everybody's having those in America having a great Fourth of July and the fireworks and all the festivities and the food and the family and friends. But the important thing is this: are you independent of your finances or your debt? Having financial, independence, just in case. They go hand in hand, man. America is a country where anybody can do anything. You can build and create. There are some people I know. I have a client right now that I'm working with. The guy is loaded. He got money in the bank. He got gold. He got all this stuff. But he's a tightwad. You can't pass nothing to him. But he decided to do some infinite banking. I'm so proud of him. And I can give you a whole bunch of myths about life insurance, like it's too expensive, it's not gonna pay. Some of you, I don't care if you're watching in Dominica, in St. Martin, in England, in Canada, in Mexico, I don't care where you are. Find a company there and get some information. And we are Facebook friends, you know, read some of the stuff to me. You all know how to get in touch with me on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, on WhatsApp, Messenger, a whole bunch of places. Ask me some questions. I have some friends who different countries who've done that, and they've augmented what they already had, and I am so proud of them. But we can't live in this country where you're here and you're not thinking about the future. Some of you who are immigrants are never going back to your homeland to live. So you have children or grandchildren here, or you have loved ones. Some of you take care of loved ones back home. You do. A lot of us help family and friends back home every now and then. Some people on a monthly basis. But the key about it is that what if something happens to you? Well, you're going to say, well, they're going to go to someone else? Well, yeah, but plan. Plan ahead. Folks, independence and insurance go hand in hand. Some of you have small businesses and you have no protection of that business. Some of you are making some great incomes. You're not protecting it. You see this? The phone, everybody protecting their phone. They have insurance on their phone, insurance on their car, their home. But your most valuable asset is your ability to earn an income. Because if you can't earn an income, you can't get a phone. A lot of you should be contacting me. It's so funny. A lot of people that I can't help watch Tuesdays with Terrence. And someone told me, and they're watching tonight, said to me, if I was in the United States, I would have, I would have been your client. And the ones that are in the United States, who I can help, you know, they don't see the value. So I get lots of GoFundMe's for people, and people think I'm wicked. I always tell them, thank you when they send it to me. Not if you're in America. It's actually freaking embarrassing to do a GoFundMe if you live in America. I was talking to one of my business partners today, and you know what they told me? They said to me, I'm insured, my children insured, I made sure my dad was insured, my mom had stuff. What I don't want anybody to say I had to help them bury a loved one, a mother, a father, a brother, a sister. I made sure of that. And people talk. And first of all, what people say doesn't bother me, but I think it's really, really important, really, really important that we realize that we have to protect our loved ones. For example, you have young kids or you have grandkids, you want them to go to college, start dropping 50, 100, 200, 400, 500, 1,000, according to what you can afford into a plan so that when they're ready for college, they have something. Because if you go do a 5 to 9 college savings plan, like my colleague Lena Nehemiah said earlier today, she said, and she's right. What if the kid doesn't want to go to post secondary education? What are you going to do with the money? You're going to be taxed on it. And a lot of you say, Lena knocked this out of the park today. She said, a lot of you save in the banks. She's right. But guess what? Every time you put the money in the bank lends it out to somebody else, and they also buy BOLI, bank code life insurance. That's how they compensate executives um, for their retirement plan. Cash value life insurance. You know why? Because it's tax free. One of my biggest challenges with individuals is people who always think they know so much. They know this, they know that, and you know they're the smartest one in the room. I hate people like that. Hates is a strong word. When I say I hate them, I don't mean like I want something to happen to them. I just can't stand them. Like me, a lot of people think I'm this pompous ass. No, I'm not. I'm a very confident man, and I'm never the smartest guy in the room. I don't want to be, because if I am, that means I've stopped learning. I always want to learn. I always want to make sure I know more. And some of you, I really don't know um, what the issue is. Like I said, my colleague Lena Nehemiah, she was telling the people, she's from Kenya. I call her the Kenyan queen. And she was telling people, I can't help you in Kenya. I can't help you in Belgium. I can't help you in Canada, in England, in Nigeria, Ghana, Gambia, South Africa. But I can help you in America. Same here. I can't help the people who are watching, but wherever you are watching from, do the research about life insurance. And don't tell me, well, some companies, this and you know what? It is what it is. Someone said it's peace of mind, and they're right. It's peace of mind. I think Delphine Leblanc said that. The Jean Lapointe said it's peace of mind. Every time I get in the car, you guys see me traveling a lot. If something happens to me, my legacy is my children. And what does the Bible say? A wise man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. My children hasn't got, are not married, and so they haven't got any kids. So I'm not a grandpa yet. But let them get married and have a kid. Boom! 2 weeks after that, boom! I get one for them. I don't care what them parents do. I want to try to convince them to contribute to it as well. And let me tell you guys something. All the things that I'm talking about, I've been in this country going on 47 years. All right. And the knowledge that I have now, I did not have when I was younger. The only regrets that I have in my life is when I was younger, I was not thinking about get a piece of land in Dominica, which is the land of my birth. So now I have to go look for one and pay an arm and a leg and have cash value life insurance. I did not understand. I did not know. I was a banker. I mean, some people look at insurance the wrong way. And what burns my heart and troubles my heart is that now that I know this information, I'm sharing it with you religiously. My colleague Lena Nehemiah, I keep calling her because she said that today. Because when she did her live, I'm like, she did my show. So now I'm just trying to tone it down. If you notice, I'm talking in a melancholy. I'm usually lit up, right? I'm going to be talking about this insurance thing until I die. The only way I want to stop doing this is if I can't find my way home. So, folks, I'm not begging. I'm not pleading. She made a valid point. She said, Noah, for 120 years, he talked about a flood is coming. And then After the flood came, everybody wanted to get in the boat, but it was too late. Same thing here. Anytime I get a call from someone that I know and they're so anxious to talk to me about insurance, I know something is wrong. Because ain't nobody, my DMs are not loaded with texts about haters. I'm always trying to convince people. I share stuff with people. If you have kids, there's no reason for you to be asking me why you need life insurance or how much you can afford it. That's BS. That's BS. If you have children, excuse me, if you have children, you got to think about what if. Even the wealthy people have it. My colleague Lena Nehemiah, I'll call her name again, said, "You all take your kids to McDonald's." Well, Ray Kroc, he used life insurance cash value to open more McDonald's. Some of you shop at JC Penney. JC Penney used that life insurance to pay his employees during the Great Depression. So a lot of you take your kids to Disney World in Florida. Well, Disney used this concept as well, to create and build his theme parks. So if those people were doing it, why can't you? And what bothers me is that people who look like me, you know, look like me, see what I look like me. Some of you are the hardest ones to convince. Good evening, Miss Beulah, Elizabeth Bardui. Welcome. Some of you are some of the hardest to convince. Independence Day should be a day that you said, I want to be independent of anyone in case something happens. Use Independence Day to and I want to make it very clear. I believe a lot of you have done something on your job or have done something. I believe that. So I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the ones who haven't and the ones who keep thinking that they're fooling me or you're not wasting my time. I want to continue doing this. Because what's my motto? Some will, some may, some won't. Next. I'm not chasing you down. I'm not calling you every day, hey, are you going to do this? Are you going to do this? No. You all should be chasing me down. Get on my calendar. We can do a Zoom. I'll come to you in person. Depends where you are. But we can do it via Zoom. We can do it via Zoom. We can. It's important that we do that. Excuse me. So I want to say this again. Independence Day today, it's the 4th of July, fireworks, hot dogs, apple pie, celebrations. But are you independent? God forbid, if you have a critical or chronic illness, what's going to happen? If you can't work, do you have an emergency pool of money that you can access? The average American will have $500 saved for an emergency. That's why a lot of you have gotten GoFundMe requests sometimes. And even if you raise $30,000, right, to bury someone, and this person has kids or grandkids, what is that going to do? If you raise $15,000 to bury someone, change your mindset. Create wealth. I love to see the videos of people in fetes. They have a good time. When there's a fete, everybody's there. And I always have this wish and this prayer that people will be so gung-ho about what I do. You see, tonight I'm so cool and mellow. I'm not yelling at you. I'm not asking you to like and share. That's your prerogative. I'm done with doing that. You want to like it, like it. You want to share it, share it. I'm going to be here every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time talking about what the same topic. And if any one of you on this line who are Americans or legal aliens or green cards or undocumented who pays taxes and stuff, send me a GoFundMe because something happened. That's one of those. When people say your friend friend request on Facebook and it sits there for a year or two or three, like you never saw her. That's what I'll do as well. But I want to make it very clear. Back home, our families need us, so we help them. That's different. I've helped many people back home, but that's not, we all do. But if you're in America, let's change it, man. What's the problem? I don't even want to say don't call me when you get sick because I feel like I'm robbing you because you have to pay an arm and a leg for something you could have gotten when you were young and healthy. I'll do it. I'll smile. I'll go, yeah. But I would rather see you take care of those things earlier in life. I sometimes get so frustrated with people, and I'm learning not to do that anymore. It's called growth. I was looking at someone sent me a text a minute ago. Let me see what it says. Uh, they said, boom. uh, I was looking, Papa met, somebody sent me a nice text, boy. Papa met, I have to say, Papa met to that response. But listen, um, um, the important thing here is July 4th is here. We are 7 months, we're in the seventh month of the year. Do you have life insurance with living benefits? And if you have life insurance, is it adequate? And if it's adequate, like I said, does it have living benefits? And if it doesn't, do you have debt? And if you do, I always say I have this fantasy and this dream. I have one client in Texas, right? I have multiple clients in Texas, but I have several clients in Texas. My first girlfriend ever is my client in Texas. I have multiple clients in Texas. But I have this one client in Texas, and I always say, if I had three clients like this a month, I don't even know if I'd be doing chooses returns because I don't even want to because I don't even want to talk to the commoners. I live in large, but I think I'd still be doing chooses returns because I care. I care about each and every one of you, your children, your grandchildren, your siblings, your mothers, your fathers. And for those of you who have put stuff in place, I applaud you. I'm not talking to you. For those of you who have not, I'm talking to you. And those of you who don't believe in it, c'est la vie, mon ami. That's life, my friend. But I'll continue to preach like Noah until I'm no longer. And then, God forbid, something happened to somebody. They can say, "Well, boy, we prepared." Most of the times, people don't prepare. We prepare for vacations. We spend more time planning the vacation than we do our financial services. Um, People say, "Well, you got to take action." Well, you do, but the thing is, when you have a small business, insure it. You have a big business, insure it. You have a husband, insure it. You have a wife, insure it. You have children, insure it. You have grandchildren, insure it. Some of you have side man and side woman. Tell them they need insurance too. It's important, folks. I crack a joke. Nobody laugh. I hope somebody put a laugh out loud in the thing. Crack a joke. Guys, it's really, really important that you understand the value of this. It's if you know what I know about life insurance or all the different things it could do, you guys would be, my phone would be ringing off the hook. And some of you always say, well, I know there's a lot of people who've hit me up uh, when I put my number up like this. Some people have hit me up. And basically, the people who hit me up, I can't really help them because they're not here. And some of them think that I'm a bank that's giving loans. No. If I can help someone, I help, but I don't give loans. And if I can't, I can't. We all need help sometimes. I know I have. The important thing here, folks, is to make sure that you are protected, Your children are protected, your spouses are protected. And let me tell you something. And some of them, you know, I have a problem with people who will try to impress the Joneses by their lifestyle and will not impress each other with financial literacy. I have a problem with that. But I do know that the 4th of July, Independence Day, is a great impetus for people to become financially independent. If I die tonight, my children will receive over $1 million in their father, la tête papayo. I'm the papa, right? Good. I don't care what they do with it. Start businesses, go back to school, do different things, buy homes. But the thing is, I want to make sure that they say, Daddy did something for me. When I have children, I want to do the same thing so we can pass it on. Some of you no longer have your parents. I don't have my parents. The knowledge I have now, I wish I know it when I was like in my 20s or 30s. Because my mother, my father, I would have gotten some big ass, big ass policies and paid for it. I would have said, hey, Daddy, I'm investing in my inheritance. Mama, I'm investing in my inheritance. Because usually parents, and it's not gaining on your parents or gaining on your children. Because let me explain something to you. Life insurance on children is not for you to gain financially because the child has no net worth. It's just in case something happens to your child. But if your child lives, and we want all your children to live forever, and they can't, but good, healthy, 80, 90, 95, 100, they'll become millionaires. Your father is not LeBron James or Michael Jordan or Bill Gates or Trump. You all hate Trump, all those wealthy people, but you can create wealth for your family that's within your scope. Let's do that. Let's change the paradigm shift. My phone numbers are there. My office 434-535-6099. My cell 864-607-1361. You all should be calling me, those who need my help. And if you don't need my help, it's okay. As someone said, BFF, right? That's right, your BFF. Your BFF need help too. There are some people I actually have to follow up with and call them and say, hey, you've been procrastinating for a while. Let's get this done. There's a few people, certain states, New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, Texas, California, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, DC, Pennsylvania. In all those states I mentioned, I have clients in all those states. Ohio, Kentucky, Delaware. Did I say New Jersey and New York and Massachusetts and Connecticut? People, there's a trainer coming. Get on board. It's called the financial literacy train. Protect what you have, protect your family, make sure you do the right things for them and buy them. I want to make sure that, like right now, I'm working with a client right now, and they know who they are. And we are trying to, get some medical stuff set up for them. And by God's grace, hopefully this week they'll be approved. And my prayer is that I believe they will be. I have no doubts. It's just that they have to document that information for the underwriters. They have to document that. They have to document that stuff. And I believe they will be. And I'm so proud of that person because, they see the value. They see the value. Some of you may see the value, some of you may not see the value, but it's important. It's Independence Day in America. Let's become financially independent just in case. Like I said, I want to live like my grandmother to be 103, but I want to be I want to be. If I don't, that my children, and their legacies will be taken care of. The show is called Tuesdays with Terrence. It's 9 p.m. My name is H. Terrence Bardui. Tuesdays with Terrence. Come in. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui. And if you're from Waiti Kumuli, the Commonwealth of Dominica, Toddlers body, specifically La Pointe, Point Michel, you call me Luku Boy. There's people on there who've called me Luku Boy for a long time. I'll call their names out: Delphina Libla, Elizabeth Bardui, who else? Adeline Pittman, you know, Luku Boy. So they used to call me back in the day. Marcella, Luku Boy. Now, right now, I graduate to Havis, Terrence Bardui, H. Terrence Badwil, and I'm glad. So listen, folks, let's use Independence Day as we celebrate the independence of this country from Great Britain. Let us have a paradigm shift and change the way we look at insurance to benefit not us only, but our families, just in case. And remember, you don't have to die to use it. If you have a critical illness, cancer, stroke, heart attack, brain aneurysm, lupus, blindness, quadriplegic, terminal illness, you can access funds while you're alive. Stroke, end-stage renal, a whole bunch of things. Motor neuron disease, Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's. If you live long enough, they say you'll have Alzheimer's. I pray nobody have it, but if you got it, it would be nice if you had. For some of you who are young, having problems with fertility issues, we have a fertility living benefit to help you get the fertility stuff that you need to get so you can have a baby. Those are some of the special living benefits that these what I sell has. And the carriers that I represent, one of the carriers that I represent, solid financial, been around for over 175 years. Excuse me. And I want to see you protected as I am protected. That's what I want to see. So if you choose to, you see how I say it differently now? You can like and share if you choose to. If what you felt I said tonight was beneficial and you think it may benefit somebody, like and share. If you don't think it does, it's okay. I thank you for tuning in, and I'm going to continue doing this every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. You see, last on Sunday, I was out at the mall and I had my shirt and I walked out of Calvin Klein. Some people told me, he's noticing I boast Takakashes. That's right. People know who Tuesdays with Terrence is. And some will, some may, some won't. Next. Good night, everybody. You don't have to be a star to be on my show. I love you. I love you. Thanks for supporting me. Tuesdays with Terrence. Comment. Shut up, what?
Family, come as you are with just your heart, and I'll help you win. Are you rejected or hurt? To me, your worth much more than you put in.
I don't need no superstar.
Now I don't need no
I'll
superstar,
accept you
'cause I'll accept you as you are. You won't be denied, 'cause I'm satisfied with the help that I can provide. You don't have to be rich family to be on my show. You don't have to have a million family to be on my show.
Boom. That was Miss Maynard Thomas in Snellville, Georgia, a Jean Point telling you don't have to be rich. You don't have to be a star to be on my show. But as I close, we are recruiting a lot of women, and we need women in our business because they're killing it in our business. If you're a woman and you want to get into this business, DM me, text me, call me, Facebook me, WhatsApp me, Twitter me, Instagram me, YouTube me, Tunbagay me. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of the night. If you're going to see fireworks, be safe. Have a good night, everybody. And then I might come back tonight later and do a live, play my guitar and jam and do some fun things, play music for all you and have a good time. I might do that tonight. I don't know. Because this laptop I'm using making me look handsome, making me look smart, making me look tan. I like it. God bless you. Au revoir. Aloha. Ciao. Good night. Bonsoir. Peace. Tuesdays with Terrence. God bless you. Thank you for your support. Bye bye.